Well, for more on this, let's go live now to geopolitical analyst Jeffrey Miller. He is with the Democracy Project. Kia ora, Jeffrey. Thanks for your time tonight. What should we make of China's response to Jacinda Ardern's speech here? What does the wording and the language there suggest?
Good evening, Ingrid. Look, I think this statement is actually China extending an olive branch to New Zealand. For all the harsh words, it was actually a little bit milder than we've seen in previous statements in the past. And that may seem surprising because Jacinda Ardern has just attended the NATO summit. She's gone to the premier meeting of the West's premier defence alliance, military alliance, and China absolutely loathes NATO. It loathes defence alliances that encircle it. So, and New Zealand had gone along to that summit this year that had made China one of its major focuses. So it might seem surprising that China isn't angrier with New Zealand. If ever there were a time for China to lash out harshly at New Zealand, it would be now. But I think Jacinda Ardern made some quite significant concessions in her speech at NATO. In particular, she said that New Zealand was not here to expand its military alliances, and she recommitted to New Zealand's independent foreign policy and focused on diplomacy and de-escalation. I think that would have gone down very well in Beijing.
Okay, so New Zealand has managed to largely avoid some of those serious repercussions China has dished out to other Western countries. So how significant is the statement at all? That they've still used some pretty strong language, haven't they, calling it wrong and misguided?
Yes, but it is just words. And look, we've seen the harsh punishments meted out to Australia in the past, the punitive tariffs on wine, beef, barley exports. If we saw something similar happen to our exports, our primary products, it would be catastrophic for the New Zealand economy. We could not survive that. So, the fact it's just words, I think, really leaves the door open for New Zealand. And we've got to run with that. We've got to keep that dialogue open with Beijing. We absolutely need China. That's really the heart of the matter. And when you look at the free trade deal that New Zealand signed with the European Union today, with the EU, that trade deal is just not good enough for New Zealand. We have no backup plan. There is no plan B for New Zealand.
Okay, so just quickly, we need China. Does China need us? And if so, why?
Well, look, China needs to trade with the world. They need friends as well. And so, it is a mutual relationship, and we need to work on that relationship. It's the 50th year of diplomatic relations between New Zealand and China. And I just think we ignore the Chinese relationship at our peril. We've got to work out our differences. Sure, there are big differences between China and the West at the moment, and we've just got to sit down and work those out.
Okay, Jeffrey, thanks very much for your insights tonight.